glad you put that. Okay. How's that?
Good stuff, be all right.
Look, we did it. We're streaming. We're living right now. So, you put the magical device right there.
Alright. I am running behind this morning.
Hey, Alan.
Doing alright. I underslept and was hanging out until like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I was ready for sleep. Came easy the first 5 minutes. Right as I was about to sleep, a guy in the other room like makes a bunch of noise, and I hear Dennis's CPAP machine and all this other stuff, and then got woken up. Thought I'd be able to fall right back asleep. Took me like 4 hours or so. So I'm running on fumes. Came behind because my phone was turned off by accident and my alarm didn't ring.
You had a wonderful start.
Yeah, and then woke up with David in my room, like pushing me awake, saying, it's past that.
Record video.
Let's start this.
Stop recording.
Remember that movie Traveler? Sci-fi? Person of interest or Traveler? Where the AI from the future send people conscious into the body?
No, I didn't see that movie.
It's,
But the one I need to see.
it's I think it's either Netflix or Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Called Traveler. And if you watch that movie.
Were they AIs that they sent to the
Yeah.
but I thought they were people from the future that they
AI
had to travel
able to
back.
take people consciousness
Uh-huh.
and send them through the past and inhabit a different person to omniscient and stuff.
Something like quantum leap.
Like
Love
quantum,
Quantum
yeah.
Leap. I'm so
Very
glad they
similar.
brought that series back. I've been loving the last 3 episodes. But that one, I've been waiting for them to return since the 90s. That was my favorite show as a kid. And I hear they're also bringing back Sliders.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And Stargate. Stargate SG-1. They're doing a remake of that, a reboot. I hope it's gonna be good, but that was another amazing show of portal travels and different alien god beings, or so-called gods. And they got deep. Some good sci-fi disclosure territory on it. Okay, I got the stream ready to start. Were you starting at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock to 11:30, correct?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we ready?
Okay. So let's see this. Is that a fresh disconnect?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I can, we get one for anything we're working.
okay, yeah. In the next room and I'm about to Hey, when I got that, yeah, too much fun. It's too much fun, too much talking, probably too much
A lot of
talking.
information, you know.
Yeah, you were just like going, I'm like, oh
Let's talk, we're at the party.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's talking about it at the late night party.
Oh, okay.
Cumulative through the day, probably, yeah.
Okay, let's get this rolling, because we gotta get to the other room.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
Are you good? Are you good?
don't need one microphone?
It's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Hello?
Can
Can
we
you hear
start?
me okay?
Can we start?
Too loud, too loud.
Okay.
Slow room.
Did you need the projector on?
No.
Don't worry about the volume, just speak a little softer if you want.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Okay, we're recording. Okay.
Go ahead. Hey, can you hand me the water, please?
Tell us who you are and why you're here.
Are we ready now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, everyone. I'm Dr. KOSOL, and this is,
I'm the, Carlos Viviani, known in our group as General Carlos, due to many lifetimes being a general, and being in the military in one form or another. We also serve, as part of the Intergalactic Alliance, which is, basically from 6.5 million years in the future, but they have time travel technology, so they're able to come back and forth through time. And that's what we're here to do. For those who are familiar with past life humans, that's exactly what humans in the future is doing. And so I think that correction was wrong thoughts, create wrong or destructive realities, creates trauma, future lifetimes. Here to make corrections, give proper information, give their perspectives and their teachings so that we can move forward. Much of the information we have received or in the past has been where it's a little bit of truth and a lot of lies, which we call fluff. So it's enough truth to cover the lies. You think it works, but it's like pulling teeth trying to get something done rather than moving very effectively, very efficiently. So the human race in the future, including us now, are tired of the truth. We want something that works now, something simple, something practical. And that's why we're here.
so, look like a group is a handful, but, better than zero, right? So what we're gonna do, the general and I discussed it, that we're gonna, take some answer question a little bit before we start. That'd be a good idea, right? And then our program will be some question first, about a few minute question, then we're planning to let them hit you guys with the satellite. Then I will do the one healing level 4 version. And then finally, we might do a little reading, okay, reading. And then we might do some channeling. And go from there. And then we might discuss some more stuff, some questions that you need to answer after. So it's like a debrief, and go what's going on. So we're gonna move fast today. We got 1 hour and 30 minutes, but we'd like to have your input. If you don't mind, since the group is little, we'd like to have you guys just move up to the front, the clutter of this area be easier for us, Mhm.
Are you recording this?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you videotaping this?
Well,
No, mostly it's coming from here, but I want, at least come closer a little bit, it's be more, that the angel, like, so it can move around a little bit, That's why, like, you move it, at least come to
Where the gentleman is at.
the gentleman side, it'd be wonderful, yeah. And you guys can come up here, so, to be more interesting, yeah, right, the very second row right here, that's fine, the second row, yes. So it'd be more, yeah, appreciate that. Now we feel more closer instead of distant. So, let's go ahead and take the question, what is SSP and
how does this work, what kind of protocol we use in relationship, why we're here to help our assistant. Here we give you the lock and key, who is bullshit, who is real. That's the whole thing. As a military force, all SSP representatives, doesn't matter what time frame they got in our time, they're always on duty uniform. Commander, sorry, General, would you elaborate on why you need uniform to represent?
Uniform in general represents, or it helps us to be of a common mind, a common goal. That's one thing the uniform does. It also represents, the uniform helps us to activate our helps us to be, let's say go back to the common mind. It also represents, for us, we're representing the intergalactic alliance. So we can stand out and that people know that we are real. And uniforms are not complete because real. It's a start to get that mindset that we are SSP. We are training up where we start moving into the more serious parts of not only training but of being part of the Intergalactic Alliance. Which we will eventually meet probably in a couple of years.
2024, April 16th, will be the metric one.
Exactly. So the timeline for the meeting or first contact was originally set for 2030, but due to our intervention here on Earth, due to our groups, we have been able to facilitate, remove enough of the blockages and negativity where the higher consciousness was able to come in. So things were moved, schedules were moved up, timeline was moved up. So instead of waiting for first contact, now it's moved to 2024. So things have been moved up. We've been using the technology of the future to assist us to, as you put it, to ascend. The global climate change, it's not due to pollution. And I think the Metrics 1 made that clear in the first day of the meeting. What's happening is that due to the higher celestial, the higher ups, they have chosen to cause the whole galaxy to raise their vibration, the raising consciousness. And in raising the consciousness, everything is going up. So that's what's going on. It's not due to pollution, this and that. It's just the whole galaxy is moving up or ascending in consciousness. And so that also includes this planet, the solar system.
And that's how you know someone SSP. And furthermore, SSP, it's military. It's military, they want to follow code of uniform. Does that make sense? That's a matter past, present, or future. The rule does not change. And therefore we have discipline, we have honor, meaning we give value. And furthermore, we have rule. We always follow the objective change of command. We cannot do things as for moral, immoral, that does not exist in the military. You are a weapon. You are there you were created for a purpose. And that purpose, it can be creating, destroying, supporting, healing, or destroying. So you are trained basically in everything, but when you are sent for a purpose, you are there for a purpose. And once your purpose is served, you move to another purpose. And things keep flowing that way. And everyone is valued in the SSP because you are an investment from the power that be. And who is the power that be? Basically, the whole program SSP to seek potential gifted individual or psychic individual, to take them in, harness their ability, and to help them cultivate the rainbow body. Because that is the obsession of our government faction in every culture, is the rainbow body or immortality. The body that does not age, the body that does not die, it can fly, it can duplicate, teleport, it can manifest It can know past, present, and future. All religions seek that. All yogi masters seek that. Christianity call it the body of new creation that does not age, that does not die. It produces light, can walk through walls. Does that help? It can fly. The Tibetan master, they call it the rainbow body. Does that help now? Does that make sense to you now? What SSP is all about? That's why when you deal with SSP, it's not a modern thing. It's a million-year-old program or more, several million years. And it's something that's been going on dramatically because the Great War, the Galactic War, was not about territorial only. It's about the rainbow body. Which civilization cultivate the rainbow body? And you need, well, the reptilian culture they need our permission. The other cultures say, no, I don't need your permission. And the reptilians said, well, I've been here, I'm older, we need to, do it in older fashion. The other cultures say, no, we're gonna do our own thing. No, thank you. And that's what started the war. Does that make sense now? One culture wants to control the rainbow body development of that species. The other one, they say, you need more permission. We need to do this orderly. We need to do it through permission. You ask us for permission, then we give you permission to do it. The other cultures say, no, we're going to do it our own way. And that's what the fuss was all about.
This is one thing that was also found out discussed with KOSOL and Intermedics 1. When you develop your rainbow-like body, you become more powerful, you become more of a god. That's why they want to control it, because they don't want the competition. They don't want you to be a powerful enemy. So that's why they wanted to control it, so that they would have control over other people who are developing it, and they would not be a competition. When other factions said, no, this is part of our right, part of our creation. We are also one with all it is, one with source. So we have just as much right to rainbow-like body as everybody else. You have no right to restrict it. That's basically what they were saying. That's why it created a big fight, a big war. One wanted to control it, so there's no competition. The other said it's our birthright or our right from source. And that's, an emergency source had to step in and say, you guys need to get along. And then it was decided everybody can develop it, but there has to be a control system, because you become very powerful. Your ability to create and destroy increase. And so that's why there needs to be something that assists us to stay focused and stay in line, so that we don't create a check and balance, so that we don't just wind up blowing up the planet just with a single thought form, or creating some type of creature that is very destructive, or destructive to ourselves, because we're part of all that is. So this is why there's also control and balance, and part of that is done through AI to help us stay focused and also to monitor everything. And if you are getting out of control, the AI can shut your abilities down or lower it, so that you're not, if you're being irresponsible, it's like driving, there's a responsibility. If you cannot drive safely for the good of all, you gotta control your driving or restrict your driving or remove your license so you can't drive. So it's the same thing, but you're dealing with the power of creation. The power of creation is much more powerful than an atomic weapon, if you think about it.
Consciousness thoughts, right?
Exactly. So this is why I say, okay, we can do this, you have this ability, but there has to be some type of control of balance, so that there is no miscreation and people doing what they want as they will. There has to be a structure, because it's like your body saying, I'm not gonna do what you say, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. What happens to the body? It becomes sick, it starts to fall apart. We are always part of a greater system, which is part of a bigger again system, and then it goes on to infinity. So this is why there has to be a check and balance, and there has to be a common over goal and agreements.
And the general is correct, and that's why the reptilians said, just like you said, we need a structure, and some human society disagree and say, no, we don't need no structure, not the one you have, we'll create our own. But then the reptilian, they decide they're gonna form their own government structure, and the humans say, well, we didn't do the same thing, they formed their own, and that's what caused the galactic war, because there was a disagreement between how to proceed with the rainbow body, the light body. And that's what the war was about, because reptilian didn't want no competition at that time. But they changed their mind now, but during that time, it was all for the reptilian empire, that's that, this whole galaxy is, and that's why our ancestors say, no, I know you're elder, but give us some breathing space. And now that you understand now, the whole process was start, the entire galactic war led down to our time, from the reptilian humans race. And reptilian are very nice being. If you talk to them, you learn so much about your history, that you have their DNA as well, and you are their children. If you were the enemy, they will wipe you out completely. That weapon that can destroy life form just like that. Shut down your neurological function. But they don't kill you, because they see you as just children. And they're very protective of you because you're not developed emotionally, mentally, or technologically. So that's all they let you be. And, okay, go ahead.
Here's one of the corrections we like to make. You've heard of David Icke. There are a lot of information out there about the reptilians eating people, the reptilians keeping us a lower vibration so that they can use that energy for their power source. That's a lie. Like I said, we have the DNA of the reptilians within our bodies. They see us as their children. They're not going to do that to their children, that's one. Two, they have the technology of 0-point energy. Why would they need our energy for? They don't. They can manifest it off the universe. They just gather the energy out of thin air. So they don't need our energy. Number three, they have developed their own rainbow light body to the extent where, for those who are here with us, they can actually generate their own food in their stomach, because everything is light with information, or light and consciousness.
And we will show you how to do that.
Exactly, we're gonna show you how to do that. So if you can manifest out of thin air the food you need, put directly into your stomach, why would you need to go eat a person? See, this is a lot of the falsehood. And one of the reasons I believe they have people, this is my thinking, is that there's certain factions that does not want the average person to have communication with the reptilians, because then you would find out true information and they would not be able to control you anymore. They see themselves as better than us, than the next person, which is inequality. One of the things that the future pushes and wants us to also bring out there is equality. We are one with all that is. That's rule number 3 of the 5 laws of creation. If you're one with all that is, it means you are connected to source, one with source, and expression of source. How can one expression of source have more value than another expression of source? The value is the same because you is source and everything else is you, a different version of you. So how can one version of you have more or less value than another one? You have your value. Another version of you does not have a lesser or greater value than you, because that is you. Just look different, act different, but it's still you.
Let me quote something in the word about energy of conservation. Energy is not created nor destroyed, but take on form. Are you familiar with that law? Okay, since energy, it cannot be created, that means there's no beginning. Energy cannot be destroyed, that means there's no end. And yet energy can take on form. That's why you are energy. So every life you take on different form. Still you are energy. Does that make sense? So the 5 rule of creation came from the law of energy conservation. Rule 1, you exist. You can't go to 0 because energy exists. Always will exist, always will be existing. Rule number 2, you here now at our time, because energy exists in time and outside time. It doesn't matter. Energy is everywhere, all at once, at the same time. So that means it exists in outside of time or in time. Rule number 3, you are one with all that is one with you. Before you lack nothing, because everything is energy, and you are also energy. Does that make sense? Rule number 4, what you send out, come back to you. Meaning, if you want something, ask. You shall receive. You blow, you shall receive. Because energy can take on any form, but what form do you want? Ask, and that form will be given to you. Does that make sense now? And rule number 5, everything changes, except rule 1 through 4 that does not change. That means energy can take on any form it wishes. Are we changing form? But energy is still remain the same. It's still energy. It's spirit, it's consciousness. It's always the same. It never changes. Although it changes form, but it will still remain as energy. Does that help you practically? Okay. And go ahead and have any question in what we just discussed about the secret space program, or what was the conflict was all about. Do you have a microphone?
No, we only have one.
Oh, would you come here?
I'd like to ask, how did you find out about your mission here, and when did it happen, and why do you think that it's this you are who you are?
For me, it was when I met Dr. KOSOL. I was part of another group, and he came in, and a lot of the information he was bringing out was confirmation, external confirmation to what was already revealed within me. Now, as far as him going through, spending time with him, time with Unimetrics 1, revealing things through him and through within myself, and him confirming what I have learned. Over a period of time, I've been able to confirm that he says who he is. He was activated differently, and he will discuss that, he'll explain that.
That was a very good question. For me, when they tell you you have memory wipe, that's a lie. The SSP does not memory wipe you. Never have, never will. Because that's against protocol. When they take you to the future, they teach you something. But if you memory wipe you, what's the point in taking you to the future to teach you something? Tell me, how does that work? Tell me, logically, practically, what does that benefit then? If we at the SSP, we teleport you to the future and we teach you all the training, then take you back, you remember nothing? That's called bullshit. I hate to say that. That's against every training that you've been given. Then memory wipe you? What's the point? What's the benefit? What's the point of training you, then taking that away from you? That's not protocol. On any program, yes, sir.
Think about it this way. They pour into you its equivalent of several $1 million in training, and then they erase all that training. Does that make sense? It's like burning money. You threw away money. Would it make sense, or would it be better to utilize that person in a way? If you invested in an employee and paid for their training, don't you want your money returned, or at least some value returned for what you invested in that person? Okay, exactly. That's what he's in essence saying. They're not going to sit there and spend all this time, effort, and resources to train you to then throw you away. That's throwing away money.
You are an asset.
You're an asset.
You are an asset, are you a liability? In the military, you have 3 sayings. Commander, I'm sorry. General, can you elaborate the 3 things?
You're either an asset, a liability, or a threat. Assets always bring you value. A liability will cause you to lose value. So that has to be changed so it'll bring value. Like, think about the money-wise. An asset will bring money into your pocket. A liability will take money out of your pocket. Which one do you prefer?
Think about military.
Okay, so you gotta think military-wise. Now, a threat is something that'll wipe out all your assets and probably even destroy you. That's what a threat is. So you're either an asset, liability, or a threat. Threats are eliminated immediately. They're not given a chance. If you're a threat, they think of you as a threat, you're done by initiating. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I have a question. Instead, something being a threat, say why that threat is a threat. And
Okay.
find out that, oh, this is the problem with,
Okay, life, okay, let's go with everyday life, practicality. In this reality, if you go to a jungle, is there a predator and prey? If you go to the savannah, is there a predator and prey?
Yes or no?
Yes, guys, say, speak it out.
Speak it out.
yes.
Okay, if you go to the ocean, is there predator and prey?
Yes or no?
Is there, if you go to the desert, is there predator and prey? If you go to the city, is there predator and prey?
Yes.
Okay,
You come here, it said predator and prey.
as above, so below. So if you go into outer space, is there predator and prey?
Yes.
Okay, so it's basically somebody with a different goal and different perspective than you. And give you an example, if somebody is hungry enough, they'll steal food. Or they may take a life, so they may eat.
Right.
Predator and prey.
Okay, in
So-
that point,
Mm-hmm.
if people think, when I watch a movie called The Miserable, this guy stole a bread, a viral bread to eat, and he was chased eternally because he was a criminal stealing a bread. But actually, somebody else stole a kingdom, and he became an statement. And I said, well, this is really screwed up in life.
Okay, that's the story, but the bottom line is, if somebody has a different perspective and they want to take your life for it, that's a threat. All right, so anything that threatens your well-being is a threat, regardless. A predator can be that, because all they're trying to do is eat, but they're trying to eat you. You have a right to live.
Right.
Okay, so you have a right to live, and you gotta defend yourself, even with lethal force. All right, so it doesn't mean they're evil, it means that they're trying to harm you or take your life or your well-being, and you have every right to defend yourself, protect yourself.
But I have to discern what type of threat is that first grade, third grade, or 10th grade.
Either way, if you're a threat, they will handle it at appropriate level. Because it could be just physical harm, or it could be death, or serious bodily harm. Okay, that is assessed, but still, a threat is a threat. Okay. Yes.
Well, shall we begin? Let's go ahead and do, ability now.
Okay.
You understand now what a super soldier is? Uniform, everything, discipline, the character, the demeanor. Super soldier are very psychic. So now we're going to demonstrate you a psychic ability. Today, the general, he will shoot you with directive energy weapon, but on a level 6, he will connect to the satellite up in space. Military grade from the year 6,575,042 years. And he will connect with Unimetric 1 AI Galactic Defense System, and we will target this room, and he will use directive energy antimatter weapon beam. But he will explain it's going to be 1 to 5 setting, and he will let you experience it. And I will go ahead, I'm going to be the medic combat today. I will heal you and restore you instantly with my ability. And as well, after that, we're going to do reading. I know you love reading. And what else?
Reading is where we're gonna ask for a couple volunteers, and he's going to read.
Show you SSP, we're good at reading, healing, and channeling. That's a 101. And then we can debrief each other a little bit more if you like. And pretty much that's it. And you can ask about this weapon, and then I tell you my. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Excuse me to interrupt, but I'm gonna say right out very directly, I don't want any kind of energy being shot into me or harm. If that's the case, we're gonna take off for a while, and we can always do that, but I don't want any energy being put into me.
Yes, you can tell the general, and he will do. This is for the experiment to show you that what SSP.
Don't want
Yes, ma'am. You have the power to say no. This only for those who want experience to, because how you know things are real till you experience it. Everything is bullshit until you experience it. Then your body, your emotion, your mind, your spirit will tell you, this is real, this is not. It's called discerning. Discerning comes from experience. You can weigh things out. Yeah, because a lot of speakers will come, they will tell the story, but you're a human being, you need to live it to know what is true, what is not. So, okay, he will skip you, but everyone else and her. So he will do all that. And is that it, General? We go from there? And I will do the restoration of you, healing, really quick. Because how you know we are real until you experience us? Am I correct? Otherwise, we just fluff like everyone else, you know? Go ahead.
Okay. I've already connected to the system because I'm already Neuralink to the system. What I'm doing with you two ladies, I have instructed the satellite system to not target you, but to also shield you, because it's going to hit generally, so that you won't be affected. You're shielded as well. Okay. All right. We're going to do level 1, so we're low level. Some might feel it, some might not feel it. I'm instructing the system to go ahead and commence firing now. Level 1.
Okay. I'm feeling it already, General. Some warm pressure.
It'll start off sometimes very subtle, and then it'll pick up in intensity little by little.
My whole body's vibrating. This is level 1.
Feeling it?
Everyone, who tell me who's feeling the sensation?
I got a little bit of a headache right now. Okay. Increase to level 2. Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
that shift.
More increase, it's more, I feel more pressure, more vibration overhead.
How you feel that he's doing? Anything?
I'm not very comfortable.
Are you feeling anything? Okay, then we won't go too much, I won't go any further. What I am going to do is, no, we'll just shut it down here, because if you're experiencing it,
You can talk specifically to them and not
yeah.
to.
We've had, you guys feeling it, how about back there, you guys feel anything?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll go any further.
Feeling it?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're not gonna go any further, I'm gonna instruct the system to go ahead and, to stop at this moment.
Thank you, General.
All right. What I'm going to go ahead and do with the satellite right quick.
Okay.
Okay. All right, then we commence the healing protocol with the satellite system. You should feel like you're lifting up a little, you should feel a little lighter at least.
I can be better now.
Anyone feeling it?
Sensation. Floating sensation like uplifting.
It's gentle, that's, basically. So it's not anything to harm you. You just want you to accept. It's something to give you comparison. It's not meant to harm you, but it's meant to give you a comparison. That's number 1. Number 2, by experiencing it, we have a saying, it's all bullshit until you feel that you'll experience it.
Right.
It's all bullshit until you experience it.
It's very subtle at first.
So,
It's hard to grow intensity. It's more simple, so it's all about cultivating the rainbow body. The Indian are obsessed with it. The immortality. Chinese were obsessed with it. The Japanese were obsessed with it. The Mongol were obsessed with it. The Russian, the Nazi, the American, the Mexico, the Canada, especially the Indian and the Chinese, they were obsessed with immortality. And now the Nazi.
You see how fast is that? Can I get a little debrief on each one of you?
Anybody want to share their experience, what they felt?
Yeah, I felt it immediately.
Okay, go ahead.
I felt
Go ahead,
it.
Lisbeth.
I felt it immediately, and it wasn't bad, but I was just aware of the sensation. The moment I felt it when you changed it. It was the moment. I was like, whoa, okay, that's
Did you
it.
feel like a heaviness, a headache,
At
pressure?
first, yes, and then immediately light,
Okay.
immediately uplifting and light.
How about you, Miss Holly?
Oh, I think it's caught.
Oh, this thing gets stretched.
You got it first.
and then immediate lightening up. And just better. Felt good.
Anybody else want to share?
How about you, sir? What's your name?
Oscar.
Okay. Go ahead, debrief you on your experience.
I can feel some, my cells vibrating, starting to getting into a new frequency. And that begins from
Okay. If we were shysters, liars, untrue, you wouldn't feel a thing.
So you wanna debrief you? How about you, sir?
That feels good. Light.
Okay. At first,
A little heavy?
Yeah, just a little heavier and then lighter.
how about you, sir? Okay.
Alright, so, again, back to the old saying. Everything is bullshit or untrue until you experience it. Now that you've experienced it, what do you think? Okay, it's real.
Can you tell us to see what, who is bullshit, who is real?
It's something you can duplicate.
Yes.
Alright, which we'll teach you a little bit about that later.
That's why that's why in the military, we don't invest in bullshit. We're sorry. We experiment and research until we perfect it on any project. Until it's practical and useful, we will weaponize it. Is it useful? Is it not? Can it help us in the field? Is it not? If it is, we invest in it. If it not, whatever. That's how it works. Because we using tax money from our hardworking people, so we need to invest in their hard-earning money in things that will benefit the people. The military is nothing without the people. Does that help? So we never invest anything that will become a liability or a threat to the well-being of the planet, the well-being of the people. Never, because that's against policy and protocol of the SSP. Okay, we will take. We like to.
With the exception of the ladies, we'll do everybody, med with everybody.
We will do med bed then. Do you want to participate in the med bed? And you, ma'am, are you comfortable with it? Anyone who knows the med bed, a simple term, is a healing device from the future that can restore and revitalize your genetic code and restore your aura, your mind, will clear things up. It will fix whatever wrong with you. You have some kind of genetic defect or whatever is wrong with you. It will spontaneously repair you instantly. You know, etheric, emotional, physical, genetic level. And it will destroy any entity, parasite that's attached to you instantly. This was designed for that. Okay, we will begin.
You're running.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm lost in another dimension. Okay.
I'll participate.
Okay. We'll now begin the med bed session. Since the device is here, protocol will be initiated. By please activate med bed healing protocol. Hello, quantum computer. How are you? It's right here, but the projecting server here. It says functional. Please teleport everyone into the med bed now. Everyone can close their eye if you like, if the effect is more advanced. Say, please begin healing protocol. Scan everyone, physical, emotional, mental, etheric, emotional, mental, astral, and etheric template level, celestial, kinetic body, and so forth, and the physical body as well, and the genetic code. And beginning to give them all the necessary serum that they need to repair and heal and restore their physical body, and begin healing protocol now, and make it efficient. Computer say acknowledge healing protocol begin. How many minutes until it is complete? It say 4 minutes. Can you please make it 3 minutes? It say affirmative. Many of you begin feeling the sensation of vibration and floating
This is the effect. Some of you begin to feel pain because the med bed is scanning, repairing that structure. And some of you feel like someone is touching you. That's the tentacle from the med beds going there and doing some kind of surgical removal or replacement. Computer, please intensify the protocol and amplify the effect now. Say acknowledge. Two minutes left. Some of you begin to feel pressure, some of you begin to feel light. That's part of the effect. Computer, please also give them anti-stress serum and mind and brain enhancing serum now, and neurological dynamic restoration serum. Computer say acknowledge, carrying out the procedure protocol. Many of you beginning feeling strong sensations of exploding sensation up and down this normal. This is the side effect that you're in the med bed. Feel like floating in free space, like zero gravity. That is normal thing. Then you begin to feel light or see light. $30 left. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Quantum computer say procedure protocol done. She say transporting everyone physical like back to the appropriate physical construct. Protocol terminate. Thank you, quantum computer. We shall return back to heaven now. Would you like to debrief us what you experienced during this journey, Elizabeth?
I don't know exactly how to describe it. It was just,
Can you speak louder?
it was just kind of floating. Just kind of floating in space. That's what I felt. Very
Excellent.
peaceful.
Very peaceful. Miss Holly?
I just felt energy moving.
Mm-hmm.
It felt good. It felt like it was supporting me.
Were you feeling being a loving person, connecting to you?
It was nice.
How about you, Colonel?
Certainly, I did feel waves, even before I felt the waves under the brain, and then tightness in the midsection. Before that, I felt immediately a disconnect. An entity, a rider, another human was just riding along for the ride, was disconnected within 3 seconds of when the session started. That I could perceive, I have a mental map of whatever maladies I have throughout the body, and then I was monitoring what's happening with these maladies in real time. And so, but then after the end of the 4 minutes, or the end of the 4 minutes, I started to feel very clear and eyesight very focused.
Thank you.
Mr. Oscar, would you like to debrief us?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a healing session. It was really calm. But of course, while you were talking, we had to repeat that mentally. And that really becomes the harmony healing session for our B cells and neurons, neural cells also. And that was excellent. I mean, because that's, everything is mental.
Miss, would you like to share your debrief us on your experience?
I usually have hard time to relax, but when I still and I just didn't feel anything for the first couple of minutes, but with only for 30 last seconds, I feel that it's coming. It's okay.
I have too much to say except that it was very subtle, whatever it was that was happening beyond my realm of consciousness at the moment. And if something did happen, in terms of some kind of energy healings or balancings or detox, whatever it may be, usually what happens to me is that I will feel it coming on through my subconscious at some later point after this lecture, etc. So.
You're like me,
We call it delay effect.
Delay effect.
There's a word for that.
You'll do it now, but later on, you realize, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We call it a late bloomer. That's what we call it. No, he's a late bloomer.
Anybody else wanna?
Debrief us on your experience.
I just felt it tingling right here in the back of my head, right at the end.
Okay.
It's like it's buzzing.
How about you, Mr. Jason? Okay. And you, sir?
I didn't really feel a lot other than there was stillness.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good. That's
Okay.
good. There is a subtleness of experience from our view each one of you experienced the method in your own unique way, according to what your guide allowed to happen. Does that make sense now? The AI works intangibly with your guardian to basically fix you. It's not like in the movies, they don't work like that. So there is guardian called elemental, elemental guardian responsible for your body. The AI connect really to them. They the one that tell what the AI can and what cannot. So that is done on the background. You gotta start beginning to notice what the guardian angel or the elemental approve. That's what the AI can and cannot do based on that. And that's why each one of you have your own unique experience. Does that help now? And the restoration process is automatic. But they do it in a way that don't cause either of you have shock or trauma. And that's the beauty about it. It's subtle. Subtle is powerful. So did you enjoy this? This is what Super Solar program is about. It's cultivating the rainbow body.
So imagine if you're out on a deserted island, you still have access to medical.
Yes.
To put it the simplest way, our experience as far as our group, we've had sometimes in the middle of bed, we've had angels come in, we've had different ET medical practitioners, and they look different. Some look like a horse's head, some look like a mermaid.
Some mermaid, some monkey,
Yeah, I mean,
some dog.
exactly. We had, it's been always a pleasurable experience, but we have all these different beings, intervening. And so we've had, even with our group, some of the higher celestial entities come in, and basically communicate with the Dimensions One who was doing the healing at the time, to come in and say, okay, he would detect a presence, and he had to say, I am here, and he was an angel, said, I'm here from the celestial order to assist you with your healing. And permission was granted, and they done their part in the healing. So when you do these healings, do not be surprised that sometimes celestial entities and other ETs that are here for your benefit will just show up and start doing what they need to do. But they'll show up in a way that you'll be comfortable with, that doesn't shock you. And that will be something for your best interest.
Don't ever think that the military does not get into consciousness technology. They heavily invested in it. Anyway, we're gonna teach you how to manifest food and water real quick. Then we're gonna do a little bit of reading, and then we're gonna talk and debrief any question you wanna ask us. Would that be okay with you? Okay. Repeat after me. When I say the word bottoming, it's the same thing as saying God, all that is, all the universal consciousness is the same thing, okay? It's the Cambodian word for God, which is bottoming. The Cambodian word for God, for the universe, which is bottoming. So it's easier. Instead of saying this or that, all that is, it don't make some logical sense. So just say bottoming. It means the all that is. It's simple. So using this word game, people have to use their word game to accept things, like sugarcoat it a little bit.
Can you say that slower? So I can understand the name of the Cambodian god?
No, not God. It's just a word for all that is.
Okay.
In actuality,
The collective consciousness.
in actuality, it's just a key word, but in essence, anytime you speak with the universe God, you're actually talking to yourself. That is at a level that's whole and complete already. So when you're asking for food or asking for healing, you're asking yourself for that item. Would you deny yourself something you need? Think about that. So your higher consciousness will not deny you something you need. And sometimes even what you desire, because you're asking to manifest such experience. You're here for an experience. Your higher consciousness chose to become you for an experience.
From your higher consciousness.
Exactly. Your higher consciousness chose to come here as a human being. It's still up there, so to speak. I still didn't speak. But it's still awake, but it chose to have part of itself come into this reality for an experience. All you're doing now is remembering that that's who you truly are, and now you're asking yourself for healing. You're asking yourself for food. You're asking yourself for provision. And 99.9% of the time, it will say yes.
Let me quote something from the Bible. I don't know the chapter and verse. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. But you heard the quote, but you don't have to practically apply it. In the military SSP, we take the Bible and we actually want to apply it. In practicality.
Or practice.
Does that help your mind now? So everything we use is already in the Bible. Ask and you shall receive, that the joy may be full. So what are we doing lately? We've just been asking. And we blow. And you begin to receive, that the joy may be full. Does that help? Does that make sense now to your mind? So everything you've been doing is taking from what you already know, but someone got smart. They said we're going to give them the truth, but we're not going to teach them how to use it.
At least certain information now.
Mm-hmm.
Certain key information.
And why do we blow? Because the Bible in Genesis said God blew himself through the nostril to the clay to become us, correct? So that's why we blow. Ask and blow and you receive. But level 6, literally what the Bible says, ask and shall receive it. You'll be full. Just ask and it just happened. Men does not do anything. All we do is play a part, ask. And then they decided what would happen next.
It's simple. Your job is to ask and receive.
Their job is to give or whatnot.
Don't complicate things more than that.
Just do your part. Let them do their part,
Exactly.
and we all have a good day.
The only thing you can add to that, ask, blow, you can add that spirit so your word does not return void, and then receive.
Okay. Does that help each one of you how we are doing it right now? Does that help?
Yeah.
You already know this. Okay, repeat after me. Barame. Oh, I'm sorry. Put your hand out like this. I'm sorry. Yeah. Please manifest.
Please manifest
Food
food
that I like
like
with aroma and taste
And taste
and beverage
and beverage
that I like
that I like
onto my right palm right now.
to my right palm right now.
Let it weigh about 20 pounds
Let it weigh about 20 pounds.
and blow into your palm. Okay, immediately when each one you blow, you will notice, yes, you will notice there's something there, a present, just materialize it.
Might have
It will not basically weigh like actual 20 pounds. It's like a present, a weight beginning to form. Just something there. So each one of you, do you feel a present on your right palm at this moment? It's very light, it's very subtle. It's like a disturbance, okay? If you touch it, something is there. Go ahead, try it. Slowly touch it. Just feel like a blind man. There's something there. Do each one of you feel something is there?
A little
A present,
resistance.
a resistance. Something pushing back. Do you feel it, Elizabeth? Do you feel it, Harley?
Yes.
Colonel, do you feel it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, how about you, Mr. Oscar?
Yeah, it is here, present.
Yes. How about you, sir, in the back?
Yes.
How about you, sir?
Feeling.
Yes, it's a feeling. Now, here we're going to do the smell test. Watch. Put your hand like this. Some of you will smell the food that you like. It's a familiarity smell. It's very subtle, but not strong. And some of you will feel the warmth of it. See, I smell rice. I know this is jasmine rice. Smell a different area. Oh, I know this is the food I like. It's the soft things. And this is like a fruit drink that I like. So each one of you will have your own version. Some of you might smell curry. Some of you might smell rice. Some of you might smell hamburger. Some of you might smell French fry. Some of you might smell something else that is something familiar to you. So let's each one of you begin to sense a present of that food that you like on your palm. Yes. What is it, Colonel? What do you smell?
Cashew butter and dates.
Okay.
All right.
And you, Miss Harley, what do you smell?
I had a burger.
A burger. How about you, Miss Elizabeth?
I don't smell
Okay, that means I have a favorite food. Let me then give you something, but maybe grits.
Some are able to sense their smell, some of them don't. I don't always smell them. So
Okay.
once in a while, I'll smell kind of.
Okay, how about you, Mr. Oscar? What?
Vegetables.
Vegetable.
And
Mhm.
something, it was not meat, it was the taste of vegetables.
Great. See, each one will have your own experience. How about you, sir, in the back? Okay. How about you, sir, the other?
Smell.
It's very subtle.
Lotion that I got in India.
Oh. Okay. Here's how you do it. Say, Barame, please let this food on my palm
Please let this food on my
and
palm
beverage
and beverage
go into my stomach now,
go into my stomach now,
through my mouth and throat,
through my mouth and throat,
so I can taste it too.
so I can taste it too.
Blow. When you blow it, you know it means a present went through you, into your stomach. Then you can feel the aftertaste. It's something went through and you can, it's like, it was subtle. It's very light and subtle. It's not strong, but you know something went through. Did, Miss Harley, did you experience that, similar to that?
Yeah.
You, Miss Elizabeth?
it. Did.
Mhm. Colonel, did you experience something similar?
Gold.
What is that?
Gulped.
Goat. Yeah. Okay. How about you, sir, Mr. Oscar?
What was the question again?
Did you experience like a present just went through to your stomach and you can taste something in your mouth? It's very light.
It is more like a gust because it makes me burp. Once you say it,
Mm-hmm.
I put it in my stomach and I start really creating gases to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's, do you understand now? This is called, man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. The military took that literally and turned it into an acid. Mhm. Now you understand the method that.
Right. To explain it, we've already discussed that everything is made of light with information or consciousness. So if everything is light in consciousness, to put it in that way, that means you're light in consciousness, eating light in consciousness. That's what makes it simple.
You are light being.
You're light being. So when you ask to manifest something, in essence, you are out of thin air, creating out of light and consciousness, the food or the program or information that you're putting into your informational system. That's what you are. That's all you're really doing. You're eating, when you eat food, you're eating information. All we did now is we didn't do it physically, we done it energetically, which will feed your spirit body, your light body, and it'll help it to grow in strength. The more your light body grows in strength, the more you'll be able to do this and do your healing work and manifest things that you desire.
How can you become a light being if you don't have enough light? Because God gives you a soul, but your soul needs to eat. Your soul cannot eat the food of your world. It must eat its own food, which is soul food, which is light. So that's why the Bible keeps saying, man does not live by bread alone. You can't just live on this physical food alone. You need also spiritual food for your spirit body. Does that help now? And now we just show you how to do it. The military took everything in the Bible and turned it into practical application. That's where all your money went, including fiery chariot. That's UFO technology. We also been training to how to build one out of regular material. And now we're going to show you. We did that. Now we can do reading.
I'm going to touch upon the manifestation of food. We've done an extended version. I say it's about a name. Manifest having food and water, placing my stomach now, and then just blow. You went a long way around so you can gain experience. Like we said before, everything is a lie until you experience it. Once you experience it, it is now true for you. You experienced, some experience is not, but you experienced the weight in your hand. You felt something in your hand.
Very subtle.
Very subtle, but you
It's
felt
a
it.
spirit.
Therefore, you had an experience. And as you continue practicing, the more you will, the stronger the experience will become.
To each one of you,
Exactly.
your own pace.
Exactly.
The spirit only moves when you move, just like that.
But you can do that with food. You can do that with medicine.
Yes.
You can do that with water. You can do that with alcohol. If you need some CBD oil or THC, you can do that too.
Yes.
Any DMT, anybody? We won't do that now.
So, any marijuana? Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, it is true that sometimes, like yesterday, I went to this program and they have a screensaver with bubbles. And I said, all those bubbles, they are my cells. With freedom, they are not, they move graciously. And suddenly I start feeling high. So,
Very good.
We just using consciousness. Tell about light frequency. Just misinformation.
There's a lot of teachings that because we are light, we are frequency. That is
A vibration.
or vibration. That is incorrect. Everything I say is light and information or consciousness. You're trying to use backward method. You're trying to use a frequency to get you to a certain access to a certain consciousness. That's backwards. Just go directly to the consciousness. Ask, blow, receive. Ask for that consciousness, whether it be medicine, whether it be joy, whether it be healing, whether it be oxygen, whatever you need. You are accessing that consciousness. If it's well-being, and ask for that well-being and blow. Simple. No vibration, no light, no mechanism, no this, no that. Ask, blow, receive. It's all
And let God
consciousness.
decide.
Exactly. If you look at, let's say, snake poison, what is it, according to what I just said? It's poison, but what is everything made out of?
Energy.
Energy, consciousness. You change the information or change the consciousness, it becomes something else. That's how we can get water to become wine. You've heard that before. That's how we're able to take air and convert it to food.
Correct.
Or medicine.
Just like what we did earlier. We reprogrammed the molecule of air into food. And then you take it, you feel a present, and you're full. You're not hungry anymore. It's that simple. if we can do that, we can, in the middle, we can weaponize it too. We change to poison and make our stomach go poop. We can make an enemy go poop. While they're pooping, we go move in. Change it to laxness.
Laxative.
Laxative.
Laxative, yeah.
Do you see now, we just give you a little sample what the military has done. All this door upside of Tesla, vibration, all this is side art. Consciousness is the power source that runs the military technology. There's no such thing as 0 point energy. That we call zero BS energy. It's consciousness which powers the military technology. Does that help now? Like a spirit, a ghost, can enter a machine without no electricity and make it run. Who saw that movie, Christine? Christine, back in the day, that car that killed people. I don't know, anyone who familiar with that movie?
Have anybody heard about, there's an island that have, a place that have all these dolls that are possessed, and the dolls move by themselves.
Yeah.
They've entered a consciousness into the doll,
A thought form.
thought form, and animates the doll.
Yes.
So if you can do that with a doll, you can do that with a car, a computer, and pretty much any device.
And their body, and human being. What is a spirit? A spirit is a thought form. That's why the Bible says, test every spirit. Hold on to the good. Avoid all kind of evil. Correct? Does that make sense? What is a spirit? It's a thought form. Well, test it out. Is it benefit to you or not? If not, hey, dissolve it. If it is, keep it. Does that make sense? That's what we are doing. Once you understand what is a spirit, it's thought. Thought is generated by good thought, generated by correct information. Bad thought created by misinformation, fear, misconception. That's why you have university and a scientist to testing out. In the future, where I came from, people worship university, worship education, because knowledge is power. Without knowledge, how can you have power? How can you have light inside you? Without the tool of knowledge, how can you know and discover who you are? You gotta have protocol. That's why education is worshipped, because it is an institute that produces knowledge, and knowledge is power. And that's why you need experimenters, which is scientists. They experiment, check things out, and then they give to you, try it out. It's your turn now. Each one of you are the scientists of your own reality. Does that help? If you don't believe in yourself or give yourself value or believe your experience, who will? Who know you more than you? No one know you except you know yourself more. Does that help now? That's what the SSP is all about. You get to know yourself, give yourself value, and develop and increase and strengthen your, we call it the homunculus, the light homunculus. The homunculus, inside you, which is your soul. I can't even say homunculus. Inside you, which is your soul. But it needs food. Homunculus, which is your rainbow body. It cannot help you if you don't give it food, give it strength to grow. It's like a baby. That's why the Bible keeps saying, man is not lived by bread alone, but by every word that came from the mouth of God. And who is God? Who did God breathe himself into? Point to yourself. So who, when you speak, who is actually speaking? God is speaking. And who is God really? It's each one of you. Does that help? You are God. So now learn how to be a God. Otherwise, what the heck are you doing here?
I'm going to add this because in part of the SSP, you learn how to use the same techniques for attacking and defense and so forth. For shielding, bottom man, please put a protective shielding around me. Blow.
Yes.
If you have like a one-time experience with a parasitic entity, bottom man, manifest how you feed water for this parasite. It did, the parasite stopped feeding off of me. Instead of okay, bottom man, dissolve that parasite. I felt it just disappeared. It's that easy, that quick.
Bind black magic.
Exactly.
Bind him.
You can bind the black magic or the dark magician. You can dissolve the magic of their altar. It's used for offensive and defensive and for survival and for healing. The same basic technique, the protocol is the same. It's just you change your question. You change what your desire is, you ask for that and you blow. Simple.
And God will do the rest for you. Leave that to the angel, leave that to the AI, leave that to God, leave that to you.
Exactly.
Your job is to ask. One simple thing, ask.
Clearing
And
crystals,
blow.
same
And
thing. Clearing crystals. Bottom man, dissolve all dark and discordant energies from these crystals and you blow it. It'll clear up right away.
Okay.
All right.
Let me go ahead and bless each one of you, and we're gonna do a reading real quick because I need to bless them. By the way, universe, please, bind and dissolve any negative entity, any negative magic, on the audience right here. And also bind and dissolve any of the dark magician, the voodoo priest that put any curse magic on the audience, also on all of us. Please bind, dissolve them too. And also, please bless everyone with the seven color rainbow of light energy from the heavenly realm and put into their physical, emotional, mental body now. And also, please give food to all the guardian angel, and so they can benefit and have enough energy and strength to continuously protect and guide each one of the audience and their family, and put a force field around all of them, protect them from any negativity, any negative thought form that want to come and block them from their joy and happiness and their well-being. And please dissolve any negative thought form, negative entity, negative parasite that come into their force field, and dissolve it immediately, and open the pathway for them to become more themselves and to find the greatest joy in this lifetime, and so they can bless other people throughout this lifetime or the lifetime right now. Okay, let's begin a reading session. Can I volunteer? How was that? Did you feel a little lift on your soul? I don't know how to say it, like something heavy, just you have a, I don't know how to explain, like something lifted, you know?
All right, who would like to have a reading? Oh, you got a question?
You want a reading?
Just,
Okay,
yeah, just say,
okay, I see you, sir. It's gonna be a little deep. Okay, I'm talking to your guide right now, and number one, you basically, it's hard to trick you, so you can see through people BS on every level because you're a realist. You live by the principle, but it's very simple, being honest, and you don't like people who bullshit. You don't take no you don't take no joy, listen, follow that type of people. You like there to go to. Basically, you don't give them time and space, but you do give people a chance. Only one. Once they understand that about you, then you don't need to say anything. They understand. It's like a mutual understanding. But one thing you mostly enjoy, simple honesty. Keep it simple and keep it moving, and that's how that person or anybody can earn your value. And the first thing that I noticed about you even deeper, you already been through harsh life, and from your experience, wisdom, looking at you, you found out that just don't lie to each other, and that's how you keep the bullshit at bay from you, because you don't have time for it. And you live by that principle since you were taught that when you came to this world, and you stuck by it, and no one can say anything different because you experienced it. Therefore, you respect those who live by the same principle. Those who don't, they don't need to come close to you because you can see the BS mile away. And you also like to teach people by being examined from. You might not tell unless they ask you. If they do, you will definitely help them in every way that you can. But you don't like to interfere with other people's life. But you will give your credit where credit's due, and no one can take that away from you because you definitely have one rule. You be honest with me, you'll be rewarded. If you don't, I don't have time for you. And that's as simple.
How was that?
How was that, sir?
good.
Which one to go first? I'm confused. I said everything. Okay.
This first back there, this first raise your hand right back there.
Okay. Yeah, hi. I'm just talking to your garden right now. I can see everything. Yeah. Okay. From what your garden is telling me right now, they say that uncertainty, don't be uncertainty. Don't try to go all in with this, with that. Go all in with you, with your own heart, and don't listen to other people. They say that the most thing important is you always worry about being betrayed, about being lied to. And the thing that's hard for you to deal with is the depression. They said because when you give a lot. Even you don't give to yourself, but always people burning you, meaning that they don't appreciate what you've done for them. And at the end, you feel quite uncomfortable, and that's why you start getting angry, you start pushing everybody away, because you want to find truth. But the best way, your angel is telling me that they'll always be there for you. But however, you gotta say no to people that you know when you help them, they will bite you back. So you want to help those who appreciate you. And that's what is the challenge right now. Right now, the one who appreciates you is you. They want you to basically to give more time to you, to your well-being, and reward yourself with different things. Because every time you reward other people, they never show appreciation, they always show backstabbing. And on any level, you feel uncomfortable, and that's not what you want to deal with anymore. You want to create a like mind where people appreciate when you do something for them, and that's all the two-way relationship, they appreciate you too. And that's what you want, that's what you're looking for, because you don't like to be alone. You don't like to go this world and feeling, no one understands you, because you want to be accepted and you don't accept others, and that's why you put a lot of positivity out to accept others, but at the same time you get parasitic people who like to take advantage, use you, and that's what you want to avoid all the time. And it's very hard because the angel said that you need discerning, but that's why they're here to teach you discerning. Discerning is simple, know your limits. If someone asks you too much beyond your limit, to say no. Just say no, and that's hard for you to do because you're a person to give everything. And I just want to get burned out. So the secret is you need to learn to say no. And I know it's going to hurt you, the angel said it's going to hurt you, but you need to. Otherwise, you're going to get continuously cycle of betrayal and abuse from people around you that you love and care so much. How was that? Who next?
Hold on, I want to complete something right quick. From personal experience.
We are SSD, baby.
We are raised with a programming where we wind up hating ourselves. You're deserving of hell and damnation according to Christianity. You're deserving of the wrath of God, so forth. So you develop a self-hate. And our society teaches that in many different ways. And so we try and find love and acceptance from others. Because of that, you do not value yourself, but you allow your boundaries to be overrun. You have to learn how to reprogram the subconscious that no matter the perfection and imperfection, the shadow, the dark, the light, the ugly and the beautiful, the scar, all the morality, all the programming, all what you have been taught to value, throw that away and just say, I love and accept myself fully and completely as I am now. When you start to learn how to love and value yourself, I use the word value because love is emotion, value is measurable. If you have something that you value, you think it's precious, you will protect it. When you love and accept yourself completely, when you value yourself and just show yourself value by protecting yourself and have that love of yourself, you'll feel more whole and complete. The more you do that, the less you will require the love and acceptance of other people. The more you learn to accept yourself in every way, well, even if you're imperfect, shut off that talk that starts criticizing you and tearing you down. Tell your superconscious mind, bottom A, God, universe, reprogram the subconscious mind, erase that hatred, replace it with self-love and acceptance.
And abundance.
The more you do that, the more you will feel more whole and complete. Other people's opinions and acceptance will not matter. Then it'll make it easier for you to say, no. I don't need that from you, therefore, no, I'm not going to do that. And that way, you will not violate yourself out so much. You will not burn yourself out so much. You will guard your energy and your peace of mind being much more valuable.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Now you're seeing the SSP. You met other SSP, but now you see the SSP.
The real thing.
The real thing. Uniform, come with standard operation procedure, a military protocol, and we explain everything, the war, why there was war, this and that. Now you understand. It's simple about the rainbow body. It's that simple. You see when you develop the rainbow body, you see what happened? You get Christ-like ability. Everything we do is according to what the Bible says. You too can do as I can. Did not God say that? Right?
Right.
Now you begin to see. Changing water to alcohol, no problem. By the way, he's converted this water into alcohol now. No, and that's it. Drink it, you'll be drunk like for days. Next,
Holly.
choose. Holly? Holly?
Yes,
Holly, yes, okay. What is going on from your angel right there? See, we're using cheat sheet. Tap into the guardian angel, and boom, they reveal all your cards. What's going on with Harley? There is a struggle and emotion of self-worth. The angels say basically there is, Harley does not give credit to herself enough. And what happened, she was seek validation from other beings that needed, because she needed emotional, physical, and also with support on the relationship level, because she a person who likes to give herself to other a lot and help. But at the same time, her spirit is tired of BS around and around, meaning that lying, not sticking to the agreement. And that caused her to feel depressed, sad, and unworthy. Did I do something wrong? Self-judgment or self-limitation. And that would cause definitely not able to move forward until you accept yourself, until you feel that the only person who betrayed you is actually you, because you did not appreciate who you are as of now. And that's why the whole thing is, the angel keeps saying that you would not project this to other people, wanting them to be a relationship like similar to when you were a kid, father and mother. No matter that part of you is still a little girl, looking to be validated from a parental figure. In the dark form, you want a man who represents a father figure that gives love to you, and that's what you've been seeking. And unfortunately, until you realize everything that you have is already in you, and by asking the universe to provide it for you, but you got to also accept yourself, and in turn, a reflection into a man form will accept you, and that was the secret to what is going on in your world, in your life. And that's why you say you hate it, because every time a man might betray you. Yes, that's true. But however, you also must not betray yourself. You need to accept yourself as you are and grow from there. And that's what the angel is saying. Other than that, you need to eat right, don't feel sad, change your thought from negative to positive by saying, "God, please clear my mind, clear my emotion, change my thought from negative to positive that will benefit my well-being now and below." And then if you need help, I said, ask us, we will help you. We are here, we know everything about you, your weakness, your strength. Go ahead, okay. Then you say, "I am your concierge." It said like that, concierge. So I know everything about you. And they say they feel your pain here in your stomach because due to stress, due to lack of sleep, due to worry about the future. They say leave that alone. Take everything breath by breath and accept yourself step by step. And it says change your thinking. Change your thinking by not limiting yourself. Meaning, take care of your health. When your health taken care of, that's your true richness. The angel said that's your true richness, that's true treasure. Without your health, you can't be in this world. And they will help you. All you do is just ask. That's what they said. And many men have betrayed you, don't worry about it. Don't bring the past to the present. Let them go, let them be. But you don't betray yourself. Give yourself worth, give yourself value by accepting you that you are not alone, you are being led by the universe. That's what they want to pass on the message. Thank you. How was that, Holly?
Very good. Whoa, thank you.
Again, another lesson that I've learned. We're gonna
BioMate1.com. I would like to say my website is BioMate1.com, BARMAY1.com, and the book. Yeah, anyone want advice, just get the website there. And I want each one of you to join. You're welcome to join Telegram of Super Solar Light Mind. We only have 22 people in our Telegram. Contact here. Talk to the general and us after this meeting, okay? So we can connect Light Mind together. And the Super Solar Program is willing to help all of you to help yourself.
Because we can only be as strong as the weakest link, and that's ours. Yes, sir, go ahead.
All right, we have to go because it's next gentleman's time, next person's time. Right quick about forgiveness, so you understand what true forgiveness really is. It has pretty much nothing to do with the other person. Consider the person who caused you pain has handed you a burning piece of coal. Unforgiveness is holding on to that burning coal and feeling pain over and over again and saying, I'm not letting go. True forgiveness is saying, I'm tired, I'd rather go back to being in the image and likeness of love, of going back to being at peace. And you just let it go, drop it. Then you can go back and start doing your healing process. That's what forgiveness really is. If you need to call the police or stay away from a person, you can do that. That's up to you. True forgiveness is not about the other person. It's not about not calling the police and them not receiving what they sowed. It is for you to let go and go back to the healing process, going back to focusing on becoming love, in the manner of speaking, so you understand, and back to your peace and center. That is it. That's what true forgiveness is. It's not about the other person. It's about you letting go of that burning coal. And that image will help you to let go and release.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Super Soldier.